Hi, Bible fans. I am here of a review of a Apocrypha edition from Cambridge University Press of the ESV edition, which just came out here in February of 2021. And I was sent a review copy, so letting you know um, this is not something I purchased, and that's a very rare occasion. I don't do something I purchased. There's been maybe a dozen videos, but it's less than a dozen, a half dozen, which I've received a review copy. And almost all of them have been from Cambridge, and I thank Cambridge for this edition, which I'm going to review. I do read from the Apocrypha. It's on my reading list, and so a half dozen times a year I will read a portion from Cambridge. A book such as Cambridge from the Apocrypha. We have here a lovely hardback edition from Cambridge of the Apocrypha, a bookcase edition. And I'm sure it will also be coming out in some of their Bibles in the future as well, in an ecumenical or Catholic Orthodox edition. On the cover is a photocopy of a Greek manuscript of the book of Sirach. And this ESV edition uses the Oxford text that came out in 2009. It's based on the RSV itself, which was lightly modernized, and it's owned by Crossway, the owner of the ESV. In the front, the copyright page, and I'll let you see it here. You can see the important information, and you can read it yourself. But what's important is it was done by Lego in Italy, who does a lot of Cambridge's work, and also Youngblood does other parts, and they use a few other people. Cambridge University Press, obviously. It's typeset in 9.5 with 10.5 line leading and minion. Pit minion, that's the type of type is used in it as well. And there's not a lot of extras in this Bible, Apocrypha, I should say. It has a preface describing what they're doing, and then go straight into the text. You have white edges, they're not rounded. There is no concordance of any type. It has the three maps which are found in the reference edition of the Cambridge NRSV Bible. One large map, and then two smaller ones which include a chart. And that's it. There's no extra material. The size is 9 by 6 by 1/2 inch thick. The paper is very good, actually very good. This is quite thick, quite a thick edition for a only 265 page thick volume. The print itself I would describe as medium, and that's probably a ding I would have on it. It is not dark enough. And I will show you an Oxford edition of the Apocrypha and RSV that I have, and I would say I wish Cambridge had upped the darkness on this a little bit. It includes, one of the things I do like about this ESV edition, which is not used by every Apocrypha edition, is includes books used by the Eastern Orthodox, which include books that the Catholics don't use. In other words, you get some very small portions like Psalm 151, etc. And these are in the New Oxford Annotated Bible as well. So you get a couple little portions of the Apocrypha that are beyond what the Catholics use. And that's a big plus. So the Orthodox also can use this portion. Catholics and Orthodox do not have the Apocrypha, don't call it the Apocrypha, and they do not have it in a standalone. But that does not violate their beliefs to have it stand alone. They just prefer to have it intermixed in their Bibles in a different ordering. So we, as Protestants, would call it Apocrypha, which is a slight insulting to the way they view it, because we call it hidden, and they don't refer to it as hidden. They view it as Scripture. What is my impression of the translation overall? This is a very light modernization of the RSV. It does not have the agenda driven of the rest of the ESV, in which some portions are corrections of what they saw as the liberal side of the RSV. So if you take, I did 4 chapters side by side with the RSV, word by word, and I found this is a very light modernization with some ESV tendencies, which you would expect, but ESV translators just didn't have any agenda when they did the Apocrypha. For many of them, it's not really scripture, it's valuable historical books, so, you know, they just did some modernization, some words and phrases, and they're good with it. So what we get is a light touch-up. I expect this to be included in some ecumenical and Catholic and Orthodox Bibles, like I said, in the future. Here's the only other standalone volume I have, which is a New Oxford Annotated Bible Standalone Apocrypha. And I want to show you, the print is larger than the